It's a WRAL weather alert day. We have a line of thunderstorms that's moving into the Triangle area. I'll show you how that will affect your morning commute.
The WRAL Storm Tracker is out on the roads for what will be a wet morning commute. This is a live look at the Durham Freeway where the rain is coming down. Our team coverage has everything you need to know before you head out the door for work or school.
Also, new details are coming out about the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO. What people close to Luigi Mangione are saying as police closely examine his writings.
We're getting closer to learning whether Bill Belichick will be on his way to Chapel Hill. A decision could be just hours away in the story that has dominated national sports headlines. Meanwhile, wind and storms will dominate our weather today. It's a WRAL weather alert day. We're glad you're with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your Wednesday here as we get things started. What a mess we are seeing out there on the roads. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center as we take a look at this radar. It's coming.
It is coming down. We've seen the pictures, the video out there, and you can see it's a fairly narrow but fairly robust line. It's moving right up the I-85 corridor, moving right across Durham right now and about to move into Wake County. So this is the area that's going to have the biggest effect on your commute, at least for the moment. So raining heavily in Durham. Again, that's about to move on into Wake County, starting to see some of that around the airport. Lightning and thunder along that I-85 corridor. But at this moment, nothing is severe with this. We're going to be watching for that today, especially later this afternoon as the front comes through. So it is a WRAL weather alert day. You can see our chance for rain goes up even higher as we get into the afternoon. That's when the cold front itself gets closer to us, and that will bump up our chance for some severe storms. So heavy rain in some pockets this morning. We're likely to have some traffic issues. Ken Smith standing right here to tell you more about that. This afternoon, we'll have widespread rain and storms, the potential for some severe weather, especially in our eastern counties. And then this all moves out this evening and we turn colder and windy. Take a live look at Durham right now. We did, of course, just have a lot of rain moving through here. 66 is the temperature and it's breezy. We have a south wind at 14, hour by hour forecast in the 60s all the way up until the middle of the afternoon. And then we begin to see our temperatures dropping. I'll show you how much farther they'll go. Coming up, Ken.
6:02, Elizabeth. As you just mentioned, we're seeing some of the heaviest rain in Durham this morning, and that's where we find the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roadways this morning. Photographer Mark Alexa, Kelsey Coffey, tracking the conditions that you're seeing out your window this morning. Kelsey, set the scene for us.
Ken, we just heard Elizabeth talk about pockets of rain, so that's what we've seen throughout the morning. So right now we're having a heavy downpour here in Durham. We're on the Durham Freeway headed back towards Wake County as that is where the weather is heading now. So you can probably hear that rain just coming down here on the storm tracker. So be sure to give yourself some extra time for your morning commute because you're going to want to slow down as this rain is going to impact your visibility. So, Ken, what else can you tell folks ahead of their morning drive?
Yeah, I'll tell you, with all that rain coming down, you definitely want to watch for ponding, watch your spacing, watch your speed this morning. And as Kelsey just mentioned, leave the house a little sooner than usual this morning. And because we're seeing all that heavy rain, let's take a look at some of the delay times that we're seeing coming into the Bull City this morning. And the good news is very little to no delays whatsoever coming into the Bull City. Similarly, no delays on I-40 or the Beltline as well. So that's some good news because we're not seeing any incidents being reported in Raleigh and Wake County this morning. You're getting ready to head out this morning. Tune us in on the radio. We'll keep you updated. 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
Ken, thanks. We will have weather updates on air and on the WRAL News app. You'll get up-to-the-minute alerts when storms are near your community.
We could learn today whether six-time Super Bowl winning head coach Bill Belichick will become the next head football coach at UNC in Chapel Hill. Now, Nick Perlin is joining us right now outside Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. We know, Nick, that UNC has made an offer to Belichick. Everybody's just waiting on a response to this whole thing.
Yeah, Jeff, those details still being ironed out as late as Tuesday evening. And here we are Wednesday morning, and we're still waiting to find out what is going to be happening and who's going to be the next head coach for the Tar Heels this upcoming season. Now, obviously, this search happened after UNC decided to fire former head football coach Mack Brown just before the Tar Heels took on NC State. And on Tuesday, Carolina offered Belichick, but no agreement has been made. Now, WRAL has heard from sources that there could be a deal done about this today. Now, obviously, details are still being ironed out with Bill Belichick and the university, but WRAL will continue to cover this, and when and if a deal is reached with Bill Belichick, we'll be sure to tell you everything that deal entails. Live in Chapel Hill, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
A Maryland man is facing charges after police say he stabbed a woman at a Holly Springs hotel. Police arrested Michael DeLoach. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at the scene yesterday afternoon at the Holiday Inn Express on Collins Crossing Road. The woman was taken to the hospital. She is expected to recover. Police say DeLoach and the woman do not know each other.
The man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is fighting extradition to New York. Luigi Mangione is charged with murder in New York. For now, though, he is in Pennsylvania, where he faces gun charges. Several people believe, multiples who know Mangione, says he is smart and a fan of intellectual discussion. A blogger who communicated with him frequently says Mangione believes in universal health care. A former roommate says they started a book club that looked at the Unabomber's manifesto, among other things. A law enforcement source says police are looking at a notebook in which Mangione debates ways to kill someone. He reportedly rules out a bomb for fear of hurting innocent people.
Covering Wake County this morning, we'll hear the opening statements in the murder trial of a Raleigh grocery store owner. Tazir Zarqa is charged with second-degree murder for the death of 27-year-old Mark Garrity. Authorities say Zarqa stabbed Garrity in his market in downtown Raleigh in 2023. All 12 jurors are seated, along with 2 alternates. We will have live coverage of this trial on WRAL.com and on our YouTube channel. And make sure to tune into our newscast from 4 to 7:30 this evening for WRAL's Chelsea Donovan's report.
A driver crashed into a fire truck that had responded to a crash on I-40 in Johnston County. This was the scene. It happened just before 7 o'clock last night on I-40 East near the NC-42 exit. The crews were there responding to an earlier crash that involved an overturned vehicle. There were serious injuries from that crash. And while they were there, another car ran right into the back of the Cleveland Fire Department truck. That crash resulted in minor injuries. We're working to learn if there'll be any charges filed out of that.
Authorities are looking for the person who shot a student at a Winston-Salem school. Reynolds High School was placed on lockdown yesterday. And according to the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, the shooting happened after a fight. The student was shot in the leg and is in the hospital recovering.
One of the election cycle's closest and most drawn-out contests goes before elections officials today. North Carolina officials scheduled to hear arguments over a protest by Republican Jefferson Griffin. He trails Democratic incumbent Justice Allison Riggs by fewer than 800 votes after 2 recounts. Griffin wants officials to toss out more than 60,000 ballots over claims of fraud or irregularities. The board could dismiss the protests or, if problems are found, order corrected ballot tallies, more recounts, or even new elections. Decisions by the Democratic-leaning board can be appealed to state courts. For updates, you can go to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
State lawmakers will take a look at what's still needed to help people in western North Carolina after Helene. A House committee is scheduled to hear briefings from state budget officials and representatives from nonprofit groups. Lawmakers have approved almost $900 million for Helene relief. State officials estimate the storm cost more than $50 billion in damage. We'll bring you coverage of the proposed relief options throughout the day on the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
Your time is 6:08 here in the WRAL Life Center. One thing I'm watching this Wednesday morning is the economy. Some of the key reports that we're seeing out this week. Today, the Consumer Price Index is slated to release. Tomorrow, the Producer Price Index and the Import Price Index on Friday. Then next week, the Fed press conference is expected, on Wednesday, and that's possibly when we could hear about another rate cut. That's what a lot of people are looking forward to, at least investors in that regard. But just to show you what U.S. futures are looking like this morning, S&P up 6 points, Dow Jones up 59, and NASDAQ up 48 overnight.
New this morning at 3 o'clock, AAA released its travel projections for the holidays. It says a record number of North Carolinians are expected to travel for Christmas and New Year's. AAA says 3.5 million North Carolinians will travel at least 50 miles from home between December 21st and January 1st. It's about 117,000 more than the record number who traveled last year. The projection includes 3.2 million people traveling by car, just under 200,000 flying, and about 160,000 others expected to travel by other methods.
Gas prices are up slightly, but remain lower than they were a month ago. AAA also released this update at 3 this morning. The average in North Carolina, $2.85 a gallon. That's up 2 cents from yesterday. It is also up 2 cents in Raleigh to $2.90. The national average is up a penny from yesterday to $3.02. Each of these averages is down 6 cents from a month ago. A garbage truck explodes in a neighborhood. The damage and injuries caused by that explosion and the shockwave it sent out.
Police make an arrest after a congresswoman says she was attacked at the Capitol. Who she says did it and why she thinks she was targeted.
And rain is moving across the Triangle area. Some of it is heavy. We have some thunder and lightning. I'll show you where it will have the biggest impact on the morning commute.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, rain moving across our viewing area. We have a narrow band of very heavy rain with thunder and lightning. Nothing right here is severe at this point, but you will hear the thunder. The rain's going to be briefly heavy. And then we're going to settle back to some showers. All this is going to be shifting eastward. We haven't seen much rain yet along the I-95 corridor, but it is coming your way in about an hour, hour and a half. So we'll zoom in. Some heavy rain there for Apex and then heading on up the I-85 corridor. And we're going to walk through this with Futurecast, but note that it looks like it will likely be heavier later on this afternoon as the front gets a little closer. So we'll continue to have another chance for some scattered storms. Our temperatures today will be dropping later in the afternoon after this moves out. Look how wet it is in Apex out there right now. Ken?
This has been happening now in the WO Traffic Center. Of course, we have the WO Storm Tracker out on the roadways this morning. Kelsey Coffey, Mark Alexic navigating those road conditions for us this morning. And really and truly, the I-40 eastbound coming toward Raleigh this morning. You can see the windshield wipers going intermittently. Traffic has definitely picked up this morning. So definitely leave the house a little sooner than usual because this is just the start of some heavy rain coming down. The good news is we're not seeing any major incidents being reported in Raleigh or Wake County. But of course, Renee will have an update in the next few minutes.
The wet weather will be keeping you busy today, Ken. Thank you. Big retirement news. Fayetteville Police Chief Ken Braden is hanging up his badge after 29 years on the force. Braden made the announcement yesterday morning in an interview only on WRAL. Braden worked his way through the ranks to be appointed Fayetteville's top cop 2 years ago. He says it's time to retire and spend more time with his wife and grandchildren. He plans to retire March 31st.
The number of school suspensions in Wake County is down slightly. New data shows while the overall number of suspensions is down, special needs students and students of color are still suspended more often. At the same time, there are more behavior incidents in schools. That includes students skipping class and not following directions. School leaders say they are training teachers on how to de-escalate major conflicts and help kids manage their emotions.
A kayaker accused of faking his own death on a Wisconsin lake is now in jail. The Green Lake County Sheriff's Office plans to hold a news conference at 11 this morning to give an update on Ryan Borgwart's case. Online records show he is now in a Wisconsin jail. Borgwart was reported missing in August after a kayaking trip. Authorities thought he drowned. He allegedly traveled to Europe. Borgwart is a married father of 3.
New this morning, U.S. Capitol Police say they've arrested a person accused of attacking South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Mace posted to X last night saying she was attacked by someone who she says was a defender of transgender rights. Last month, Mace introduced a measure to bar people from using bathrooms in the Capitol other than those that match their biological sex. She said she did it in response to Delaware's Sarah McBride, who became the first openly transgender person elected to Congress.
Video from Illinois shows the moment a natural gas-powered garbage truck exploded on a suburban street. The explosion happened Friday outside Chicago. Police officers and firefighters were responding to a fire in the garbage truck. The explosion shattered windows and damaged roofs and siding of nearby homes. 2 police officers and a firefighter were hurt. They are expected to be okay.
Today, Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell is in California for a national summit against anti-Semitism. Cowell is one of 200 local leaders from across the country taking part in the Beverly Hills Mayor's Summit against anti-Semitism. It will continue through Friday.
The Durham Holiday Parade is right around the corner. Join WRAL's Ken Smith, Ashley Rowe, and Grace Haba for floats, marching bands, dance groups, and a visit from Santa himself. Our live coverage of the Durham Holiday Parade starts Saturday at 10 a.m. on WRAL. It is 6:17, another messy and wet start to our morning. But Elizabeth, today we're really going to get a significant amount of rain out of this.
We can see 1 to 2 inches out of this, and it's very heavy along this leading edge as it's coming through. We did have some waves of rain overnight, but this is a heavy band here with some thunder and lightning in the western part of Wake County heading up the I-85 corridor. It's a little light and scattered from Sanford down toward Fayetteville and Southern Pines. Notice there's more rain behind it. The rain is going to be with us up through around the middle of the afternoon. Cold front still back to the west. Not seeing any rain along the I-95 corridor, but that narrow band is headed your way, and there will be a bigger chance for some stronger thunderstorms starting around lunchtime through the middle of the afternoon. We zoom in here, and here comes that heavy band. If you're about to head out the door, maybe heading down I-40, I-85, you're going to run into that. Also up toward Falls Lake, and then that continues to push eastward toward Roanoke Rapids. Today is a WRAL weather alert day. We'll see heavy rain up to 1 to 2 inches. We have a level 1 risk for severe storms in part of our viewing area. I'll show you that coming up. And winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour, especially later on this afternoon. Here's a look at the big picture. Cold front is in the mountains, and you can see this leading edge out ahead of it. There'll be plenty of rain between now and the front, and then probably one more band where we could see some severe storms. Notice the snow back here in Tennessee, stretching all the way up into Kentucky, the mountains of North Carolina, all the way up to West Virginia. We'll see it, and we won't see any of that here, but it is going to turn a lot colder. Our level 1 risk for severe storms is along the I-95 corridor for us, and then it's level 2 closer to the coast in yellow. That's where there'd be a better chance for some isolated tornadoes. Our greatest risk will be some wind damage. All right, let's walk through Futurecast with you, and you can see we do continue to have showers rolling through. Notice how it gets heavy again right there at noon, and then by the time we get to 5 o'clock, it is all pushed eastward. So some heavy rain heading our way overnight. The heaviest rain on our cameras right now is in Apex. It's messy down Salem Street. 66 is our temperature. We're just going to hold it right here in the mid-60s until the middle of the afternoon. Then we're going to see a big drop. It is breezy right now. We're seeing some gusts 16 in Roxborough to 18 in Rocky Mount and Roxborough. The winds will pick up as we head through the afternoon. You can see the gusts at 20 to 25 on and off through the day today. That's enough to maybe affect your inflatable Christmas decorations, so keep that in mind. Watch how our temperatures start to fall during the evening commute. We drop it down into the 50s, but then overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning, it's going to be 30 to 35 degrees colder. We drop it down to freezing for tomorrow morning. And again, on Friday and Saturday morning, we're looking at some chilly temperatures. Ken, I know you're looking forward to the Durham Holiday Parade. Yeah. The weather looks good for that. It should be mostly sunny, partly cloudy, and pleasant, high temperature of 57. We just have to get through this morning first.
We do have to get through this morning first. And take a look at right now, as Elizabeth just mentioned, the heaviest rain falling now in Apex. We do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roads this morning. I-40 westbound heading back toward Durham this morning. You can see the windshield wipers are going. Definitely with all the rain coming down, watch for ponding on the road. Watch your speed, watch your spacing. And as things pick up during the morning, you'll see law enforcement officers out there. If you have an opportunity, if you're working a crash, move over one lane and give those law enforcement officers an opportunity to work those crash scenes safely. But really and truly, we're not seeing any delays whatsoever on I-40 West or the Beltline this morning. So that's some good news if you're getting ready to head out. Similarly, we're seeing little to no delays in Durham as well. Of course, if you're getting ready to head out, we've got you covered. 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
Thanks, Ken. Google is partnering with a Triangle University on artificial intelligence. The initiative being announced today that aims to make NC Central a leader in AI education.
The sale of Alex Jones's InfoWars is blocked. What's next after a bankruptcy court judge ruled to not award the media empire to The Onion?
And here are your winning lottery numbers as you take a look at those. Please know we'll be right back with what's trending. You don't want to miss it.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
There is a new winner of NBC's The Voice.
Ken Smith here now with what's trending on our Wednesday, Ken.
And what a voice. Last night's finale of The Voice was full of performances from the coaches and their singers.
Who's loving you? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was Sofronio Vasquez singing with his coach Michael Bublé. Vasquez was named the winner of season 26.
And so if you're looking for a song and a dance this morning, that was the song. We have the rest.
Yeah, we've got the dance. Check this out. Renee, Brian Train, and I hosted the Golden Year celebration at the Raleigh Convention Center yesterday. And we got a chance to cut a rug a little bit, learning a little bit of line dancing, as you see there as well. What do you think?
Yeah, this was the Mississippi Hustle. We've been hosting this for 6 years, the three of us together. First time that we learned this, and it was a blast. You got to back it up. Back it up. 2 hops. And then you get down.
I feel like I've been hustled for years. I've never seen anything like this.
And I love Ken. Watch Ken. Oh yeah, the saboteur.
Be afraid.
Man.
Trying to keep it classy and balanced on my heels.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to see. That's actually pretty good.
Do you see Miss Renee Chu?
I know. She can move.
Absolutely.
She can move. But what a scandal, you guys. Dancing out there.
That's Ken's great scandal.
Golden Year.
Too fun.
Good times.
That'll be trending.
What a moment.
Well, Kamala Harris, Kate Middleton, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Jerome Powell, Benjamin Netanyahu, and Donald Trump are all on the short list for Time Magazine's 2024 Person of the Year. The magazine selected 10 people they felt had the biggest influence this year worldwide. Time will reveal its Person of the Year exclusively on the Today Show tomorrow, right here on WRAL. We're watching the roads for the wet morning commute. This is a live look at Chapel Hill. Ken Smith will tell us how the wet weather is affecting traffic already.
And here's a look at where the rain is right now on dual Doppler 5000 radar. We have a heavier band that's moving eastward, but beginning to weaken. We'll have another band later on today. I'll walk you through the timeline for that coming up.
Fire forcing thousands of people out of their Malibu homes. The challenges firefighters and others are facing as they try to control that quick spreading fire.